Good morning, everybody. J.R. Fisher here. And I don't want to forget to say good afternoon, good evening, and good night because you guys are on all kinds of crazy different time zones. Not that my time zone isn't crazy, y'all's are, right? It's not mine. And I want to welcome Jessica. She's going to be off to the side answering your questions. You want to say hello, Jessica?
Hello, everybody. Glad to have you here.
So Jessica's here with us too. And today is a really exciting one. And I tell you why it's so exciting is because today's coaching call, if you apply this right, you get to work less. Okay. And that's what we all want to do. We want to work less, make more. I mean, that's the whole idea. Or, work less in one area and be able to work more in another area. Some of us want to do that. That's what I like to do. If I can automate something and, then take my efforts and put it towards something else, that's what I want to do. So today you're going to be able to do that. By the end of this call, you're going to have all you need to actually automate your Facebook ads so that, I don't know, some people are crazy like me where you go in there and you check your ads 50 or 60 times a day, and it's just a waste of time. If you know what you want your ads to do, you can actually tell Facebook to do those things with your ads and you don't have to worry about it. They take care of it themselves. So let's see who we've got here today. Let's see who's on the call. Let me get to that part of the screen here. There we go. Attendees, you guys. And if you would check that chat section, guys, and let me know if you can hear. I see Carol there. Hey, Carol, we'll be talking here real soon. That's one of my private coaching clients. She's in there. Who else is in there today? God, there's a ton of people. Ferris, hey Ferris, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. We've got Judy from the Bronx. That's a cool place to be. We ate at Bronx Pizza, believe it or not, Judy. Last Friday, was it last Friday? Yeah, last Friday. There's a place here that swears they've got New York pizza. Now I'm sure you're going to tell me that they're wrong. I'm sure, but there's Johan. Just talking to you, Johan. I see you in there. And where are you from, Johan? I'm trying to remember. South Africa. That's right. South Africa. So we got the Bronx. We got South Africa. Who else is representing today? We got Florida. We've got Dubai. Oh my gosh. We got Texas. We got Amjad from Long Island, New York. All right. So, hey, you got another New Yorker up there. Marissa from Canada. Carol from Schenectady. God, I could never spell that, Carol. I swear I couldn't. Stephanie, Christine from Vancouver. Who else we got here? We got two Johans. We got one from the Philippines. Okay. So we got people from all over the place here. Cool. Well, let's get into this and let's kind of see, what we can do. Can everybody hear me? Okay. If you would put in there, if you could hear me. And I want to remind you guys, there's a big webinar tomorrow I'm doing with, who am I doing? Sarah from Wholesale TED, and she has about, 173,000 followers on Wholesale TED on YouTube. So I'm doing a free webinar tomorrow. If you don't have Digital Cash Academy, you may want to listen to this tomorrow because this is a really cool training. I'm doing it. I think what time is it, Jessica? 5 in the afternoon?
5 our time.
Yeah, 5. Yeah. It's going to be 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you can attend, thank you, Christine. I'm glad you can hear me. If you can attend, then we'd love to have you there. And what I'll do is at the end of this, and there aren't but so many spots left, but at the end of this, I'm going to post a link where you can actually register for that tomorrow. You do have to be registered. It is limited on the number of people that can be in it, but it's a really cool webinar where I'm going to be teaching you the 5 steps to drop shipping products from AliExpress. And if you haven't seen that webinar, this is really cool, and it's going to be live. Sarah is from New Zealand, and I'm not sure. She was in the U.S. the other day, but she may be in Canada now. She travels all over the place. She just spoke at the Shopify convention, so she's a really smart lady, and she'll be speaking at the ClickBank Platinum Summit in Canada. So that's her. You can look her up if you want. Stephanie says, I love her videos. Yeah, she's got some really cool stuff. She's a really nice person. Matter of fact, she was in San Diego. We had dinner here, so I got to meet her, one-on-one, which I rarely get to do with people. So nice person. So check that out. We'll put that. You know what, Jessica? Why don't you just go ahead and put that link in there now, so everybody has that. There's a registration link, guys, and if you want to do this, jump on this. Don't do it during this call. Obviously, you'll be fine. Nobody else is going to get on this call because you'll miss something if you do it now. And we don't want you to miss anything. All right, let's jump in here. So what are we talking about? We're talking about Facebook ad secrets. And I do call it secrets because a lot of people don't even know these things exist, and if you don't know they exist, you can't utilize them. And if you don't utilize them and other people are, well, you fall behind and everybody gets ahead of you. We don't want that to happen either. So let's take a look at what you can do for these automations. I'm going to have to slide this thing over, which is going to make me lose my screen for a second, but that's okay. Let me get over here. Okay, so what are Facebook ad automations? Basically, the automations allow you to automate ads and turn them off, or change your ad budget or turn them on. So you can do all these things while you sleep. Okay, imagine this. Imagine you go to bed and one of your ads starts going crazy, and you didn't want to go over $10 a lead, and all of a sudden it gets up to $60 a lead while you're sleeping. It's a nightmare, right? I mean, that's a horrible situation. Or worse yet, let's say that you want to be at $10 a lead and it drops down to $1. Wouldn't you want to increase that ad spend on that ad? I mean, heck yeah. Well, you can actually do that. And by the end of this coaching call, you're going to know exactly how to do this. That's pretty cool. So what would you use automations for? Okay. Well, think of this. Some of you guys say, well, I like to check my own. I don't want to have to mess with it. I don't want to set up automations. What if you got in a car accident tomorrow? Okay. What if you were on a trip and you lost your internet connection? Okay. And for 3 days, your ads just went ahead and ran. I mean, that's a scary thought, right? I mean, even if you don't care about, switching your ads or increasing or decreasing, turning them off, you should have these automations in there just in the event of an emergency. I mean, it would be crazy to let something like that happen when you can prevent it. Another thing you're able to do is you're able to scale the good ads. So without you actually even looking at it, Facebook's going to go in there and say, well, JR said that if it gets below $10 per customer acquisition cost, that I should increase this ad 30%. Or JR said that, if it gets below $10, I should increase it $10 per day. You can actually do this stuff. And you're also able to kill your non-performing ads. So let's say, for example, it gets up to 15 bucks and your break even is 14. Facebook's just going to turn off that ad for you. Done, over with. You don't have to worry about it anymore. And you also have better control of large number of ads. Now think about this. If you've got, 50, 60, 70, or hundreds of ads running, it's really hard to get in there and look at each individual one throughout the day. So if you set these automations, you don't have to worry about it. It's going to do it for you. Okay, so what can you apply these rules to? What can you actually control? The first thing you can control is your active campaign. Now, if it's an active campaign, what it's going to do is it's going to look at all the ad sets and ads in that campaign. And, if you say, the dollar amount's 15 bucks and it goes above 15 bucks, it's going to shut it all down if you want it to. Or if it goes below a certain amount, let's say you want 10 and it goes down to 9, it's going to increase everything in that campaign. So that it's going to apply to the entire campaign. That's the first way you can do it. The second way you can do it is you can apply it to just your ad sets, not necessarily all your campaigns, which would be more likely. You're normally not going to do all your campaigns because campaigns are different for different, items. One could be a book and one of them could be a product. And so you probably wouldn't do it for campaigns, but some people want to. You may want to set up the all campaigns thing for an emergency. The next thing, it could be for all active ads. So if you want to just set your ads to turn on or off or increase or decrease, you could actually do that too. The next one, it could be just active ads in an ad set. So you could do it that way, where you just go into each ad set and set the rules for that. And what actions can you perform? What can you actually do? You could do a lot of stuff. I was really surprised when I really dug into this, how many things you could actually do. The first thing you can do is you can turn an ad set on. Okay. So when it gets to a certain point or certain time, whatever, you can turn it on. The next thing you can do, you can turn an ad set off. Shut the thing down if it's not what you want it to be. You can also have it send a notification only. So let's say that, you want to make some decisions. You want to see, let's say you've got a funnel and you've got a book in the front part of the funnel and it sells for $5 and you've decided that your, customer acquisition is $5. But let's say in another part of that funnel, maybe you're selling an upsell of a course and it's 40 bucks. Well, you may want to actually just get a notification sent to you to see how many people went through that funnel and to see what you're making on that funnel, and then make a decision based on that. So it not necessarily do the decision for you, but just notify you. And the next thing it can do is it can change your daily budget. So let's say your budget's $5 and you say, well, if it goes below this amount, I want to double my daily budget and send it up to $10. You could do that with this. Or let's say you've set up your ads, to change by percentage or by dollars. You could do that. So let's say I want to say, well, I don't want to double my ad. I just want to increase it 20% every 5 days. So you could actually put in there every 5 days, look at it. And when you're setting up these rules, you do pick the amount of time. So it could be 1 day, 3 days, whatever you want, or you could change it by a dollar amount. You could also decrease your budget by a percent or dollars based on what it's doing. And you could also do what? You could increase your lifetime budget by a percentage or dollars. Now, some of you actually set a lifetime budget. And you may say, this month I'm going to spend X number of dollars. So you could actually increase or decrease an entire lifetime budget. Next thing you could do is decrease the lifetime budget. And all of these are by percentage or dollars. And I'm actually going to go in here and show you how to do that in 1 second. Now I'm going to move my screen and it's going to disappear for 1 second, guys. Hope you don't mind here, but I got to get my screen over to another part. All right. And we are here. Right. And the next thing you can do is you can scale your daily budget by a target field. So this could be, cost per click or CPA, or your cost per, 1,000 impressions. It can do some really detailed stuff in here. And you can also scale the lifetime budget by all of those parameters also. So that's a pretty cool thing you can do there. All right, and you can actually change a manual budget. So even if you have set up your ads to where they're manually bidding, you can actually change that part of it too. So I want to get in here now and actually show you, step by step how to do this. And that way you can actually see me doing it. So let's get in here and let me show this to you. Okay, so I'm at one of my ad accounts here, and we've got some ads running in here. And I think we've spent $2,800 on these here. So when you're looking at your ads here up at the top, if you don't have any of these selected, if you select this, all these things populate and you can do these. You can duplicate ads, you can edit. They've got little drop downs here. You can edit budgets, you can do all these different things. But the button we're looking for right here is rules. And when we do a drop down here, you're going to either manage your rules, and if you don't have any set up, obviously there's no point in going there. You can apply an existing rule if you wish, or you can create a new rule. So we're going to go to create a new rule. Now, when we do that, since we selected here, there's 24 ad sets in there, and we're not going to actually do it that way. What we're going to do is pick one of the other choices here. And the only reason it shows is 24 ad sets. Well, let me show you. If I go over here and I uncheck this, and then I do rules, create a new rule, it's going to just say all active ad sets. Or you're going to have a drop down here and you can say all active ads or all active campaigns. So you got to pick one of these that you want to apply it to. We're going to say all active ad sets. Then you're going to get to the action here. What do you want to do? We can turn off ad sets, we can turn on ad sets, or we can send the notification. Now, the send notification, the way that works is when your rule is reached, whatever that rule is, it's not going to do anything. Okay, the rule's not going to do anything but send you a notification. It'll do it in Facebook, and it'll email you and say, hey, this is going on. What do you want to do? Or you can actually pick right here, and you can actually adjust the budget. So the first one is going to be increase daily budget by. And if you click on that, it's going to say increase daily budget by, and then you can click here. You can do a percentage. So you can say, well, I want it to increase by 20%. Or you can say dollars. I want to increase it by $10 or $20, whatever you want to do there. You can also decrease your daily budget, and that's going to work the same way, where you're going to put in a percentage, right? Or you're going to put a dollar sign. Your other choices are increase lifetime budget. So the entire lifetime of the budget, you can increase that by dollar, or you can do it by percentage. And you can also decrease the lifetime budget
by dollar or percentage. Down here, you can scale the budget. Now, what scale means is to, increase it, okay? So over here, I can say, well, I want to scale my daily budget. Now, this is only ad sets with daily budgets can be managed by this rule function, okay? So if you don't have a daily budget, this won't work for you. So then what you do is you go here, cost per mobile app install, or you can pick any one of these other things. Okay, you can pick CPMs, you can pick CPAs, you can pick CPCs. Okay, all these analytics in your ad here can be based on one of those things there. Cost per purchase based on your Facebook pixel. Cost per offline purchase, cost per mobile app purchase, website purchase, your ROAS right here, okay? So you could pick that. And this is on your scaling, okay? And then you can also switch this to scale lifetime budget, okay? As opposed to your regular budget. This is the entire lifetime, not your daily. And then you pick your target field. You're going to pick your target field value. So if you said, hey, cost per mobile app install, if it was over X number of dollars, then I want to go ahead and do this action, whatever this action is. Or you can do a budget range if it's from $9 to $12, you could put that in here. Action frequency. So do you want it to do and check this out every hour? Do you want to do it daily, weekly, bi-weekly? What are you looking for? Okay, so then we get into the conditions. Okay, cost per result. Okay, if your cost per result is greater than, in other words, let's say, we're selling our books and we know that at $22 we're break even. We may want to put a rule in here, that says at $23, we want this rule to kick in, whatever this rule is that we picked up here. Okay, so we would want to do that. What else can I tell you down here? Down here, it tells you your notifications. Okay. Now, Facebook really, really, really likes consistency. So if you've got these rules in here and, you consistently check this, whatever time it says daily here at 12 a.m. Pacific time, that's when this one here is scheduled to do it. But you can also set a custom schedule right here. And you've got all these different times in here. You can pick, do whatever you want with that. I just leave it at what, the default is, which is a Pacific time, 12 a.m. But if you have this consistency in here, Facebook's going to perform better for you because Facebook loves consistency. They just do. So then down here, it's going to tell you you'll get a notification when the conditions for this rule are met. So they're going to tell you on Facebook, you'll get a notification. And then you can also check or uncheck this box here. And it's going to say include results from this rule to an email sent once per day when your rules conditions are met or new rules are created. Okay, so I've got me in here as a subscriber. You can add another subscriber if you want to have somebody else notified right here. And then of course you'd want to name your rule, whatever it is. So if it was econ book, over $23 sale, I would put that in there. And then as soon as you start to type in here, econ book, and you pick your rules, and I got to put some amounts in here. Let's say $23. And we're going to put target value $12. There we go. So you got that all set up. Once you set all that up, then it's going to allow you to actually create this rule here. It won't let you do it until you get all the parameters in there. So that's basically how you're going to set up your rules. It's really not that hard to do. It's going to take a little practice. You're going to have to, mess around with it a little bit. If you don't like something you put in here, you just exit out. It'll go away. Okay. And then it's going to tell you here, newer campaigns, ad sets, and ads may be fluctuating results. Waiting until they have at least 8,000 lifetime impressions allows you to stabilize before your rules cost per result is greater than $23. Conditions are applied. So, it's just going to let you add this back if you took it off. So there it is, it's back. And then you can add more, different conditions in here if you want, as many as you want to do there. So that's basically an overview of it. It's a really cool thing that they let you do this. And of course, you may think you don't want rules, that you want to check your ads constantly, but heaven forbid you get in a car accident this afternoon, you're in the hospital for 3 days, and your ads keep running and they go off the charts and the numbers are all wrong. So if nothing else, set some wide parameters. Let's say you don't want to pay over $21 for a lead, set it at 30 or something like that, just so that you have that protection in case something happened in your life, because life does get interrupted. It's not always you can go in there and just change things as you want. You're going to need to have some protection. Okay, let's see here. What else could I show you? You can do custom in here if you want to edit the window. Okay, 1 day, 7 days, 28 days. After viewing ad, you can do all that, or you can just do your account default, whatever that is. So that is basically how you're going to do these custom rules for all your ads. I recommend you have them on all of your ads.
Okay, guys, I got this question the other day, and I want your opinion. Is drop shipping a scam? Put your comments in the section down there if you don't mind. Is drop shipping a scam? Joanne says no. And this person said that it was a scam. Drop shipping was a scam. Okay. All right. Everybody says no. But think about this. This is insane, right? This person did drop shipping for a month, and they spent a couple $100, and they didn't make any money. So they said drop shipping's a scam. Yes, Carrie says it's been around forever. Yeah, it has. As a matter of fact, we are a drop shipper. I don't know if you know that or not, but our Survivalcave food, we ship for hundreds of different retailers that sell our products. Okay, so we are a drop shipper, and we use drop shipping. But they said it was a scam because they didn't make any money. So they said, well, it must be a scam, right? Because they didn't make any money. So what's the first thing you have in drop shipping? The first thing you have is a product of some sort. So I want to compare this, and I did a video the other day on this, and I don't know if any of you saw it or not, but I was really kind of bugged that I heard this. And think about this. Let's say you open a restaurant, and you say, well, I'm opening this restaurant, but you in your restaurant, you have really crappy food. I mean, it's like the worst. You use stuff that's expired. Your recipes suck. Your presentation's awful, and that's your product. Okay, let's just stick with that for a second. I'm getting ready to go to lunch, by the way. So, and the next thing you have in drop shipping is your ad copy and your images, or your videos, or whatever you want to have. So that's your next thing. Okay. So at a restaurant, what are you going to have? You're going to have like the condition of the restaurant. People go in there. What does it look like? And let's say that you have like broken chairs, and you've got like filthy tables, and there's trash in there, and you don't really clean up. That's your restaurant. Okay. And then the next thing you have in drop shipping is your offer. Okay. What's your offer? Is it good? Is the product price right? Well, at your restaurant, you decide that you want to charge triple what everybody else does. So to get a cheeseburger at your restaurant, to get that old rotten meat and the stale buns at your restaurant, it costs about $45 to get one. Okay, that's your price point. All right, and then your audience. So when you run ads, you've got to run it to the right people, right? If the right people don't see your ad, they're probably not going to buy it. So you decide at your restaurant that you're going to put your restaurant so far from town that you would have to stop and get gas to get there. Okay, so imagine this: you've got this restaurant. The food is old, it tastes bad, the recipes are horrible. You walk in there, the furniture is all beat up, there's trash everywhere, it looks just terrible, okay? You're charging $45 for, week-old meat and stale buns and condiments that are just nasty looking. And you put the restaurant so far away from where anybody travels to that nobody shows up. Guess what happens to your restaurant? Can anybody guess what's going to happen? What would happen to a restaurant that sounded like this? You're welcome to put your comments in there. Okay, they're saying it would go out of business. Carol says it would go out of business. Okay, somebody else said it would go out of business. Got another person that says it closes. Well, wouldn't that make restaurants scams? So restaurants are scams, aren't they? I mean, they are. And you know what? Restaurants go out of business at an incredibly high rate. I mean, incredibly high. More than half of the restaurants that open up will be closed within a year. More than half. So restaurants are scams, right? I mean, that's basically what this person was saying. Because I didn't make money, because I didn't have a good product, good ad copy, images, videos, I didn't have a good offer, and I didn't put it in front of the right people, the business itself must be a scam. And then I had another person ask me, do I need to get a business license to sell products online? I'm like, yeah, it's a business. You got to have a business license. And I just thought that was so insane to, blanket say that. I mean, drop shipping has been going on for years. As a matter of fact, get this, guys, is Walmart a scam? Answer in there if Walmart's a scam. Do you think Walmart is a scam? And then not your true feelings about the company, but I mean, them selling products, making money, is that part of scam? People are saying, no, of course not, of course not, of course not. If you go to Walmart right now, and don't do it, because if you leave your spot, somebody's going to get it. But if you were to go to Walmart right now and type in Survivalcave food, okay, our products are at Walmart. And guess what? Walmart sells our products there. And guess who drop ships them? I do. I drop ship my products for Walmart. So is Walmart a scam? No. This business has been going on forever. The only thing that's new about drop shipping is that an individual now can, pull out a laptop, sit down at a coffee shop if they don't have internet at home, and start a drop shipping business from China, and they'll ship out the products to your customers. And yet, there's people that will complain about that. This is the craziest thing in the world, right? And I just scratch my head. It is a lot of work, though, and I think what's happened over the years is a lot of people have told people, you can get into drop shipping and make money overnight and not even have to work, and that's just not the case. If somebody's telling you that you don't have to work and you can make a lot of money doing anything, I don't care what it is, guys, that's the scam. The scam is telling people they don't have to work to make money, because you do have to work. Or I wouldn't be sitting here every Friday doing this coaching call for you, right? You got to work. That's something you have to do. So let's see here. What somebody says, the only bad thing about drop shipping is that merchant can put in their ads. Well, you know what? It really depends. If you find a good vendor, no vendor is going to put stuff really in your packages. If you've got a good vendor and you got a good relationship, and guys, if you got some questions, you can start typing them in now, because I'm getting to the Q&A right now. But if you build a relationship with somebody, and I got one more screen. I got one more screen. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. You ready? Boom. All right. You had to have a landing page. Okay. And boom. Right there you go. What does that say? There is no secret button. Okay. So it's not like I'm going to tell you one thing today and you're going to go out and make millions of dollars tomorrow. It's not like that. Okay. What we do is we take you down a path and we show you step by step how to do stuff. But there is no secret button, okay? There's no one thing you need to do. Matter of fact, there's a lot of things you need to do. So I want to get to the Q&A now. We've got a little bit of time left. We got through that pretty quickly today, which is nice. If you have anything going on with your store, if you've got a question about your store, if you've got a question about those rules, sometimes people feel like they have to ask a question exactly about what I talked about. You don't have to do that. If you've got any questions about drop shipping, your ads, anything, put them in that box right now. I charge for this service where I will actually coach people one-on-one. And if you're on this call today, you're getting it for free. So you have that ability to ask anything you want. And we're starting to get some questions in there, Jessica. Could you read a couple off to us here and see what you got? Then,
how many products should I test a day?
How many products should you test today? This is a great question of which there's no answer for. What I tell people is they should pick 4 to 5 niches, okay? And you should pick 4 to 5 products and 8 to 10 audiences for each niche. Now, how many you should do a day is really dependent upon what you can watch. If you could, you got 8 hours a day and you could sit there and watch 16 different products and 4 different ads for each one, go for it. That's a cool thing to do. But I will tell you that you're going to have to pick 4 to 5 niches and 4 to 5 products within each niche to find a winner. That's just the way it is. This is not a process of putting out a product and running an ad to it and seeing what happens. You do have to have multiple products. So that's a really good question that you're asking there. You want to have multiple niches and multiple products, because I promise you, no matter how good you are, if you're like the best in the world, about 80% of them will fail. About 80%. So if you try 4 things or 3 things, you're not going to get good results. What else you got over there, Jessica?
I found a supplier in the States that has approved me. Should I use them instead of AliExpress?
You know, you can, and I had one of my coaching clients ask me this question the other day. You can use drop shippers in the U.S. And I mean, I am a U.S. drop shipper. I ship stuff out of Boise, Idaho. That's where my warehouse is. We manufacture in Utah and we manufacture in Ohio. The thing is, you got to look at what the product is. If it's a product that you could find on AliExpress and it's equivalent quality, and you can do it cheaper there, I would say use AliExpress. And the one thing I always hear from people is, well, it takes too long on AliExpress. I know it takes longer on AliExpress. So the number one thing you have to do is tell your customer in advance. And the next thing I hear is, well, some customers won't buy. I said, I know some customers won't buy, but there's enough that will buy that you can make millions of dollars. Okay. And if you focus on the things that don't work, you'll always not win. Okay. You have to focus on the things that do work. But, I would just compare that product in the US to the one in China. If it's comparable and it's the same, price, certainly I would pick the US to do it from. But, if there's tons of people selling it from China, you're paying $10 in the US and it's $2 on AliExpress, obviously you won't be able to compete. What else you got in there, Jessica?
So this person made a statement and then a question, and I have a problem with the statement. And I
Okay,
think
go
you
ahead.
will too.
All right.
Video ads sell better. Should I make videos of all products I advertise?
Okay, so I have an ad running now. Some of you guys may see it. It's the 4 steps to how to find a profitable product to sell online. And I went and did a bunch of videos. Jessica watched me do them. I did all these really cool videos. I had stuff flying in. I had people packaging stuff, and then the book would fly into the screen. And none of those worked as well as my book that was sitting on a wooden back screen with an arrow pointing at it. That was it. That was the number one performing one. I think I showed that last week or the week before. Now, I'm not saying that videos don't do well, because they do. If you've got a catchy video, man, it works well. But don't decide that all videos work better than pictures. Some, simple pictures will, for some reason, work. And how do you know which ones? You just test. You run both of them. You'll never know without testing. That's the big key, is you've got to test, test, test. So what I did is I did like, oh gosh, I think I showed last week. I had like 12 or 14 different images, and some of them were videos and some were images. And I just ran the numbers, ran data at it, try to figure out which one to work. And understand, when you run these ads, you're going to lose money on some of them. That's the only way to figure out which ones don't work. So you may have, 10 different ads, and, 7 of them you lose money on, and 3 of them, break even. But that's a good thing, because if you found 3 that break even, you can now take all that money that you were spending on the other 7, put it into those 3, optimize the funnel just a little bit more, and now you've got a winner. And that's basically how it's done. Questions over there for me, Jessica?
How many days should I test the product? 3 days, 7 days?
Great question. Really, really good question. As a matter of fact, I was coaching somebody yesterday on this. How many days do you run an ad before you kill it? There's several components to an ad, okay? The first component is clicking on it, okay? The next component is buying your product, okay? Pretty simple stuff. So if I run an ad and I'm spending, I don't know, $5 or $10 a day, and it's getting impressions, in other words, it's getting in front of people, and after a couple of days, nobody has clicked on it, I would kill it right then. I would kill it. But let's say you're running an ad, and after 2 or 3 days, you're getting a lot of clicks, but nobody's buying. Just nobody's buying. You've got to look at the other step. So the ad did work. It worked because people clicked on it. That's awesome. But they weren't buying your product. So the next thing you have to look at is your landing page. Your offer is not any good. So they're clicking and they're getting there, or your offer is not congruent. So you may, I don't know, have a blue t-shirt that you're trying to sell on Facebook. And when they click on it, it goes to your page, and there's a yellow t-shirt there. They can click a drop down and get the blue one, but you're showing the yellow t-shirt. And that creates a little problem in people's brains when they click and they see something different from what they saw in the ad. And you may say, well, they can get the blue one. All they got to do is click the drop down and the blue one's there. That's not the point. The point is, it's got to be congruent. Whatever you had in that ad, when they click on it and they get to that page, it's got to be there. And whatever you say in your ad, it's got to say the same thing on that landing page. So to determine, and then to get back to the initial question, normally I would say 3 to 5 days, to determine if things are going to work out. But you see, you don't know what that particular issue is until you've got several ads running. So if I've got one ad I'm running and I'm getting a lot of clicks but nobody buys, well, it could be the landing page or it could be the ad image. It could be that. But if I run 4 ad images and all of them get a lot of clicks and only one of them gets purchases, I know it wasn't the landing page. It was actually the ad. I know that's a long, long answer for your question, but I say 3 to 5 days. As long as you're getting clicks, then you can make your determination. But don't run just one ad to that page. Don't do that because you won't get the data you need. Jessica?
Do you explain the shipping time on every product?
Most definitely. Matter of fact, I tell people a longer shipping time than what it is, but I also give them a reason for it. So don't just say we have extremely long shipping times. What you want to do is say, shipping time on this item is 21 to 26 days due to the high demand for this product. So then they're going to look at it and go, oh, okay, well, that's why. There's a high demand for the product. Somebody's got another question there, Jessica.
Yep. Narrowing down the audience can be difficult sometimes. It takes hours. Are there any shortcuts?
Yeah. Next question. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, it does take time. And I will tell you, 90% of your time in a drop ship business will be spent doing research. Okay. And that research will be looking at your ads, will be getting images for your ads, will be changing your copy, will be researching products, will be looking at your competition, will be trying to find an audience. One thing you can do with audiences, though, and this can be a little expensive, but if you get some ads that are working and you're selling your product but you're not making a profit, keep those ads running. Just keep them running even though you're not making a profit. And if you can get at least 100 buyers in any one country, so let's say you can get 100 buyers in the US, let's say you're selling a product for $10, but it costs you $11, okay? I would say go ahead and keep selling that product to get the data, because then what you can do is once you've got 100 people that purchase that product, you can upload those 100 people to Facebook if they're all in the same country. And that's the key now. You can't do this with 100 purchases if it's made up of Canada and Australia and the US. But if you find one country that does 100 purchases, you upload them to Facebook, and then you create a lookalike audience out of those buyers. Now what you can do is you'll lower your cost per customer acquisition, and you can start selling your product. So that lookalike audience that you've just made up actually may get you $7 buyers, and if your product cost is 10, now you're $3 to the good. So that's kind of a way of tricking Facebook, but you got to invest money to do that. You've got to actually sell your product at a loss to buy those buyers, but the data is invaluable, because once you get those, and the more you get of them, the better. So 100 is needed, 1,000 is much better. So if you can get 1,000 buyers of your product and create lookalike audiences, that's definitely what you want to do. I could probably take 1 or 2 more questions, Jessica, if you see one over there.
What else can you automate?
Well, I've got cruise control of my car. Is that what you mean? There's a lot of stuff you can automate, guys. There's so many softwares now. And like, one thing I would recommend you guys doing, if you don't have it, have a funnel set up. I coached somebody yesterday, and they were trying to sell a product, and they had sold like $800 worth of it. Matter of fact, it was a 17-year-old boy who had sold $800 worth of it, and he was doing okay, but he had no funnel set up. And that's something you do need to automate. And Jessica, do you have a link for ClickFunnels for these people? We have a discounted affiliate link, which will get you over there for ClickFunnels. But what you need to do, and I've talked about this in other calls, but I want to impress upon everybody on this call today. You've got to have these steps to make money online. And if you, I don't have these on the screen, so please write them down. When the customer gets to your page, you have to offer multiples of that product. So do not send them to a page that says, here's the product, here's the price, buy it. What you want to do is you want to send them to a page that says, here's the product. If you buy 1, here's the price at 5, here's the price at 10. Now, the next question I get is, do you have to offer a discount if they buy 5 or 10? I've seen funnels where people didn't. They said, here's the price for 5 and here's the price for 10, and all they did was multiply it out, and it worked. But that's not to say that a discount doesn't work too. And somebody's asking about that funnel. That's what I'm talking about right now, Ahmed, is that funnel. So that's the first thing you want to have on your page. You have to offer multiples. The next thing you have to offer is an order bump, okay? An order bump is going to be a little box, and all this is done in ClickFunnels, guys. So if you're trying to do this on your own, it's very difficult. But she just put a link in there where you can get ClickFunnels and get a discount or get a free trial or something like that. And on that order bump, it can be a really simple thing. It could be a downloadable. So let's say you're selling, I don't know, turtle necklaces. The downloadable bump could be 10 ways to save turtles, a $19.95 value for only $5. And it could be a PDF download. It'd be something simple like that. Like on my book, what I have is I've got an audio download of the book, and a lot of people want the audio. They want to be able to listen on the go, so they'll click that order bump. So what that just did now is a percentage of the people are going to buy multiples of your product, and then a percentage of your people will take that order bump. So now what that did is it increased the value of your customer. And if you can increase the value of your customer, that helps with your customer acquisition costs. So, if your customer value was, say $5 on my book, and now with the order bump, at the bottom, it makes their value $8. Well, now I can afford to pay $8 for that customer. Now, the next step in this funnel, and this is crucial, is you have to offer an upsell. So what that means is once they've, purchased, let's say one of my books, maybe it goes to one of my courses, that's $47 or $27 or whatever it is. If you don't have that order one-time offer upsell afterwards, once again, you're missing out on money. Now, another thing you should do is if they don't want that order upsell, whatever it is, offer them a downsell. Offer them something that costs a little bit less than what that upsell was, and you have a downsell. Maybe it's $19 or $15. So once again, I want to reiterate this. For those of you writing this down, write this down. You've got to offer multiples of your product when they get there on the page, 1, 5, or 10, or 2, 4, 6, whatever you want to do. And then you have to have an order bump, a little box they can check while they're buying that product that increases the value of that customer. Then it needs to go to a page that is an upsell, a one-time offer of some particular product, right, that is more expensive. And if they don't take it, it has to offer them a downsell. All of this can be done in ClickFunnels. So if you get a ClickFunnels account, you can set all this up really, really simple. I see another question here, Jessica. What's the difference in an order bump and an upsell? Okay, an order bump will actually be a little box that is on the sales page of your product, and it's just below your product, and it'll say one-time offer, check this box. And by the way, you don't even have to build these in ClickFunnels, guys. If you get ClickFunnels, you can just click add order bump. And all you gotta do is type in the text. So it's so simple, and it'll make you so much money. I can't talk. An upsell or one-time offer is going to occur after they've purchased the product. So in other words, they're going to go to this page, they're going to buy your product, they're going to take your bump or not take your bump, they're going to fill out all their order information, they're going to put in the credit card stuff, and then when they click, it's going to say, wait, we've got this other offer. That's your upsell there. That's when that's going to occur. And then your downsell will occur if they click on, no, I don't want this offer. It will give them another downsell offer on there. So that's what that is.
And generally, a bump is going to be like directly related to the
Oh,
product
good point.
purchasing.
Super, super good point, guys. If I'm selling a turtle necklace and the next page says, get these tires for your car, yeah, that's not going to work. It has to be, I forgot to add the word related product. It has to be a related product. So if I'm selling a turtle necklace, it may be a turtle mug or a turtle t-shirt after that. So it's always got to be a related product. Matter of fact, everything in your funnel has to be related. If it's not related, then it won't make sense, right? It won't make sense. So you got to do that. All right, guys, we're about running out of time. Jessica, did you put that link in there for that webinar tomorrow? I am doing a webinar tomorrow. If you're not a member of DCA, if you are a member of DCA, skip it because it covers some of the same information. But if you're not a member of my Digital Cash Academy, you'll get a lot of value out of this, guys. And heck, if you are a member, you'll get a lot of value. You've probably seen the information. But I'm doing this live tomorrow at 5 p.m. with Sarah Crisp from Wholesale TED. She has one of the largest dropship followings on the internet and on YouTube. She's a big YouTuber, does videos every week. She's got some really good stuff. And I just did an interview with her the other day. I posted it in the group. If you want to search for that, you'll see the interview that I did with Sarah. And so, yeah, so we've had a great session today. I appreciate all you guys showing up. He says, please send the link to the webinar. Did you put that in there? Can you put it in there again, Jessica? Yeah, she'll put that in there. People are saying, thank you. Good, good. I'm glad you got something out of it. I would just like to clarify, is ClickFunnels going to incorporate in the website page, or is it a separate landing page? Yes. The answer is yes. You can incorporate it with your page, or you can use it as a separate landing page. What I do in most cases, because I don't like, when they go to a landing page, I don't want any distractions. If you embed it on your page, you're going to have like all your menu and your about us and all that. I don't want any of that on there. So I send them to just ClickFunnels. And then when they go to ClickFunnels, there's nothing for them to do but buy my product. So I don't have any headers in there. I don't have any of that stuff in there. Carol says, thank you. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate you showing up. Wayne says, thank you and have a nice lunch. Yes, Wayne, we're going to lunch. And we haven't decided, but she's trying to get me to go to Texas Roadhouse today. You guys ever been to Texas Roadhouse? They probably have some of the best steaks and prime rib of any chain restaurant I've ever been to in my life. And I got to tell you, more on ClickFunnels training. Okay, Bruce, we can do that. We can definitely do that. Got a lot of yeses here, a lot of yeses and happy people. Good, love happy people, love that. All right, yes on Texas Road. Oh, everybody loves Texas Roadhouse, Jessica. Oh my God, but the problem is, look at this. I want lunch at 12. You know what time it is? It's 11:50, which means Texas Roadhouse opens at 3:30. So what do I do? That's a big dilemma, right? That's a big dilemma. Not quite sure what to do about that. I got to work on that. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
We get a snack.
She wants me to get a snack and wait for Texas Roadhouse. Okay. Facebook ClickFunnels. Let's see. What does this say? Facebook ClickFunnel My Product Page. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, okay. I get it. No. All right. What you're saying is the process. The process is your Facebook ads going to a ClickFunnel page, running them through the funnel, getting them on your list, and emailing them for products to go back to your page. So that's what you do. So yeah, what you're doing is you're building your email list. You guys, I want you to think about this. One more thing. I should get off this call, but I keep thinking of extra stuff for you guys. If you get a customer and you pay $10 for this customer and their customer value is $10, have you achieved anything? What is your opinion on that? I know I should get off this, but what have you achieved? Have you achieved anything if you spend $10 for a customer and you only get $10 in value? Is that worth your time? Everybody is saying yes. Why is it worth your time? Why is that worth your time? Well, think about this. If you have an email list and you're emailing out your products to your customers, whatever they are, digital, physical, whatever, and a portion of your list is buying them, wouldn't you take free customers all day long? I mean, that'd be insane, right? Of course you would. So if you've got to, spend the same amount to get a customer, or better yet, if you're getting these customers, and even if you're losing a little bit of money, knowing that they're going to buy something on down the road, if you know your customer, lifetime value, then it's well worth it. So don't get so hung up on, I got to make money on this first product I'm putting on Facebook. You're building a list. And if you're not building a list, you need to. That's insane. Do we have an Aweber thing? You could use Aweber. We have a discount on that too. It's an affiliate link. I'll be honest with you. I think we get $1 if you sign up or something. So we won't get rich off it, but it'll give you a discount. Get this list incorporated. I see so many people who are running ads and they're not tagging their people. They're not putting them on the list. We use a 2-part order form on our ClickFunnels so that the first part is they just put in their customer information. And as soon as they do that, we tag them, customers interested in credit card knife. And if they don't complete that sale, which 80% of them don't, folks, when they go to these checkout pages, they don't complete the sale because they get distracted, or an email comes in, or somebody walks up to them, or they change their mind, whatever it is. Within 2 hours, they're getting an email from me that says, hey, you started checking out on this product, but you didn't finish. Here's the link to finish checking out. And guess what? A percentage of those people buy the product. So you've got to do this. Somebody says, will MailChimp work? Yeah, MailChimp will work, Stephanie. I don't use it, so that's not my thing. I like Aweber, and I don't really use Aweber anymore because we're moving over to Kartra, and that's something I'll be doing some training on too. But for right now, Aweber is a great one that I would recommend. But yeah, MailChimp will work too. So Jessica, I think, put a link in there to Aweber, to the webinar tomorrow. And what else did we have in there for them, Jessica? Oh yeah, to ClickFunnels. So you got links in there for that. So anyhow, I've got to kill some time till 3:30. I think I'm being forced to go to Texas Roadhouse, not only by my wife now, but by all of you people. That's just unfair. I'm being ganged up on. Oh my God. Okay, guys, I will see you in the group this week. Ask all the questions you want. If you're not a member, join the Art of E-commerce Success. We're pushing 900 members now, guys. In January, we had about 150. So it is growing crazy, and the more it grows, the more content I'm going to put in there, the more videos, the more lives I'm going to do. And we will be doing a live event probably this year. It'll be in San Diego. So if you've got interest in that, make sure you PM me, send me a message or something. If you're trying to friend me, I think I've maxed that out. I don't think you can friend me anymore, but you can always PM me, send me a private message if that's something you're interested in. So make sure you do that. And I will see you on the next coaching call, and I will see you in the group. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later. And Jessica, you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
She said goodbye. See you later, folks.